everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue and I am back for another Bondi Blue show. Yes, I have some topics and we're gonna talk about some things. And yeah, there's a tropical storm coming. I mean, it's drizzling outside. It's not that bad right now. So yeah, Cristobal is on its way. It's on the coast of Louisiana right now, and it's gonna be giving some tropical rain throughout the country for the next couple of days. So you guys be aware of that if you live in the southern region, close to Louisiana, Texas, Alabama, Mississippi areas, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Y'all, Carl Crawford, y'all know Carl Crawford, right? He used to play baseball. He's Evelyn Lozada's baby daddy. He also was one of the, like, you know, managing people who found or, you know, put Megan Thee Stallion on, and she has all of this stuff going back and forth with them as her management team and things of that nature. But y'all know who Carl Crawford is, right? Like, just last week or the week before last, I heard that a woman and a boy drowned or something like that at his house. Yeah, I was in and out last week, but he got arrested for domestic violence, and that's what we're here to talk about today. So let me go ahead and read y'all what they're saying about it. Carl Crawford was reportedly arrested for domestic violence for an incident that happened last month. Police say that the former MLB star was arrested for allegedly assaulting his ex-girlfriend Gabrielle Washington during an argument over a man she had started dating. The woman shares a 1-year-old daughter with Carl Crawford. The pair are said to have dated for 2 years, but they recently broke up. According to reports, on May 8th, Carl Crawford went to his ex home, produced a handgun, and demanded information on her latest relationship. He is accused of unloading the handgun in her presence. The woman claims that he pushed her to the floor, slammed her head against the wall, and choked her. Police allege their daughter walked up and distracted him, allowing her to flee the scene. Police were called and noted pink areas to her neck and a hand injury. She claims that he also began to send her threatening text messages. She says that one text message said, "That wasn't a beating. You just mad I made you confess." He was arrested and freed on $50,000 bond. Okay, Carl Crawford recently made headlines after a 25-year-old woman named Bethany Latrigue and a 5-year-old child sadly drowned at his Houston home. Reportedly, the boy wandered outside and fell into the pool. The woman reportedly attempted to jump in and save him, but drowned herself. Oh, Lord. He posted, you know, social media with his condolences and all of that, but I still don't understand, like, what was the relation? Why was she at your house? Like, but whatever. And y'all know he's had all his issues with Megan Thee Stallion. So yeah, Carl Crawford's ass is crazy. He's crazy. And when you think about Evelyn Lozada and the type of men she seems to choose, well, I guess that, you know, goes in line. You know, he's somewhat abusive. Chad head-butted her ass. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times women seem to be attracted to the same type of abusive personality in different men. Okay? Just pointing that out. Because, you know, obviously something ain't right in the milk with Carl Crawford. Like, geez Louise. Like, why do you even care? Y'all are not together anymore, you psycho. And you know if he didn't have as much money and influence as he has, his ass would be in jail. And why would you do that in front of you guys' kid? Like, that's terrible. Just think about all of the mental and emotional anguish and trauma you are putting your daughter through while you do these types of things in front of her, to her mother. It's gonna teach her that it's okay for men to abuse her and control her life as long as they're providing her with a nice lifestyle. That's what it is. And that's the lesson that he's teaching to his children. Child. These men. Moving on to better men, okay? Serena Williams' husband, Alexis Ohanian Jr., resigns from Reddit's board so he can be replaced by a black candidate. Okay, so let's read. In the midst of nationwide protests for racial equality, Ohanian Jr. has found his way to serve the black community. This all comes after George Floyd, an unarmed black man, was killed by Minneapolis police officers. We all know we're here, okay? We was there, okay? Underneath his video post, Alexis Ohanian Jr. captioned, "I co-founder at Reddit 15 years ago to help people find community and a sense of belonging. It is long overdue to do the right thing. I'm I'm doing this for me, for my family, and for my country. I'm saying this as a father who needs to be able to answer his black daughter when she asks, what did you do? I have resigned as a member of the Reddit board. I have urged them to fill my seat with a black candidate, and I will use future gains on my Reddit stock to serve the black community, chiefly to curb racial hate. And I'm starting with a pledge of 1 million to Kaepernick's Your Rights campaign. I believe resignation can actually be an act of leadership from people in power right now. So everyone fighting to fix our broken nation, do not stop. I appreciated this. I really did. I appreciated this because I feel like it was somebody saying, I have a black wife, I have a black daughter, I'm a white man, and I definitely need to use my money and privilege to make a dent in this if I can. And I appreciate that sentiment because I feel like that is something that we need to be talking about, because a lot of the black people you see in power are in front of you. Who's behind the scenes? In a lot of the boardrooms, in the newsrooms, okay, from personal experience, all your managers are white. All of the people in control of the business are white. Who's on the board at Netflix? Who's on the board at Reddit? Who's on the board at Facebook? Who's on the, at all of these different places, there is an absence of black people. And I think that it is so important that we need to draw attention to that, because you won't see change until you see us in those positions where we have the power to affect what is being seen and who gets hired and what movies get funded. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it is very important. And that's just in entertainment, but I'm talking about on a larger scale. Who gets employed? Who gets promotions? Because I myself feel like I was often passed up on promotions because I was a woman and because I was a black woman. So many times throughout my career, okay? So I just feel like it is very important for us to open our eyes and look at all these companies that we spend money, or we, have on our phones, their apps. We need to be paying attention to these powerful companies and why they don't have any black people on the boards. I didn't say people of color. I said black people, because some of y'all people of color, okay, are tone deaf to black people. Okay, so I appreciated this because I feel like it's something that needs to happen on a larger scale. It seems as if Serena has had her race conversations beforehand. But Eve said, y'all, Eve went out there, because y'all know I talked about Eve in the last Bondy Blue show with the Amanda Seales video. I talked about how Eve said that she's having some of the most uncomfortable conversations she's ever had in her marriage with her white husband, and she wanted to clarify that they have definitely had these conversations before. It's just that now it's even more compounded because of what's happening in society. And now that I'm saying it, Eve, that sounds good, sis, and you know I love you, and that sounds good, but at the end of the day, if it's uncomfortable for you right now, it's because you have not had some of these conversations. It shouldn't be uncomfortable. Your white husband should be like, Black Lives Matter, okay? It shouldn't be no conversation. Yeah, they was wrong as fuck for that shit. Like, it shouldn't be no, differences in opinion when it comes to certain things if y'all have already had these conversations, okay? So when she tells me that they're having some of the most uncomfortable conversations, that means at some point somebody doesn't understand, okay? That's what that means. So that means that the conversation weren't had that deeply. And Eve, my love, as much as I love you, you have created a separation. You have created a separation. And that's just what it is, okay? So don't sit up here and act like, oh, I'm black power all day, and we've had these conversations before, because you probably had lighthearted conversations, a conversation that didn't go that deep. Either way, it is what it is. I feel like a lot of black people have issues within themselves because of how they've been treated in the world by white people and by other black people. And I don't think Eve or Trina or Lil Wayne or anybody else that sees money as a separator from blackness, okay? I'm just saying, I see y'all, okay? And I think that y'all need to work on self, okay? Because when I look at, child, don't even get me started on Lil Wayne. I see Regine ain't been out here, you know, bucking fun. Because I know we've been reading his ass down in the comments on the Shade Room, and every post they post about him talking about how, oh, it's not, you know, all police officers. Duh, Wayne. That's not what the fuck we talking about right now. We're talking about a toxic environment in which it is okay for you to stand by when something like this happens, okay? Or it is okay for you to be in a career that asks you to separate yourself from your blackness. I am tired of that. That happens to us all the time. And we need to stop being a part of systems that expect for us to separate ourselves from who we are in this world. Because you want me to be objective when I go out there to do my job, but then when I come back into the workplace and face all of these disparages because I'm a black woman, how am I supposed to be objective? How? Okay? I really feel like we need to start speaking truth to power as what the black experience is in corporate America. Okay? Because people devalue us all the time. Work us harder, pay us less, don't promote us. You know, promote white people that don't do as much work over us. Have people that have no idea what the fuck they're doing be your boss. And you have to constantly, you know, be the one making up for everybody not doing their job. But you a black person, something you got to deal with in the workplace. I'm just saying, y'all, conversations need to be had. Stop trying to separate yourself because they not. Drew Brees. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I see football for what it is, which is just a perpetuation of slavery mentality, okay? I've been saying this to my husband for years, okay? And I don't like Drew Brees because there's a specific shape of head that whites, what's his quarterback? What is his thing? What's his position? Drew Brees, quarterback? Right, okay, I know, right? That white quarterbacks have, they have a shape of head, okay? I don't know if y'all have paid attention, but a lot of white quarterbacks have a weird shape of head. And usually inside that big ass head is a Trump sign, okay? And that's what I see when I look at Drew Brees and the other ones, you know, the Manning, Peyton Manning, you know, his racist ass. Like, yeah. But see, as soon, y'all, as soon as you have fear that these black people gonna move out the way and let the other black people hit your ass in the motherfucking knees with your old ass, now all of a sudden you wanna get up here and apologize and ask President Trump, okay, to understand the plight of black people. Child, let me read. We're gonna start from the beginning. I'm sorry, y'all, because I'm coming from where I'm at with it at the end of the story, and I ain't started at the beginning. Let me go back. Okay. President Donald Trump is not happy with Saints quarterback Drew Brees walking back his statements regarding kneeling, because Drew Brees on June 3rd, okay, amongst all of this turmoil, you done seen 2 separate videos of how they was treating George Floyd, and you still decided to get your ass up that morning on June 3rd and tell everybody how, because your pappy died in your pappy fought for a war or something like that, that means that you're not here for people disrespecting the flag. And everybody black was like, who the fuck was talking about a flag? But that's the kneeling thing. And see, that's the problem with white people, agitators. Because when we was talking about taking the knee for civil injustice, because we've all seen cops kill black people before, okay? Even though y'all like to act like, oh, it was over when Martin Luther King and civil rights, it was over then. I didn't know this was still happening. Really, bitch? You never heard of Rodney King, bitch? Really? Consistently, Alton Sterling down here in Louisiana. You ain't never heard? Child, something a white lady has said in the past couple of days, okay? Y'all, I'm giving y'all the true quote from somebody, okay? So I look at all of these people as agitators, and that are people who are trying to pick the brains of black people and upset us so that they can try to ruin what we're trying to do. Drew Brees, you are no different. You have all this money and access. You're around all these black people. You are from a team in a, black city. Okay, usually ran by some white people, but still, New Orleans is a black city. Everything you love about New Orleans is because of black people. Understand this, okay? So it's very problematic to me when after all this is going on, you stand up and still want to talk about a motherfucking flag. A piece of cloth that you people wrap around your dirty asses. And they tell y'all not to do that, but you're okay. You're okay at the 4th of July picnic. Okay, pick a nigga. Let's not even go back to the history of that word. But yeah, okay, just in the fabric of the country, all over the place, the racism. And he has the audacity to stand up and say the shit that he said about a motherfucking flag. Ain't nobody said not a goddamn thing about a flag. And do you know how many black people died for this country and still can't get the rights that white people can? Can't get treated the same, but die and have, I mean, fuck, this whole country is built off our backs. What are y'all talking about? Drew Brees, what are you talking about? What your people did? Who the fuck cares? Okay? Who cares? And then you want, after all of the other black players decided to get up and say something, okay? Now you want to come back and you know, backpedaling, pussy pop. Okay, shout out to Alex and Funky Dineve. Not the first people to ever say backpedaling, pussy pop, but y'all swear up and down. Okay, I love them both. Either way, my point still remains. I didn't see it for him then, and I don't see it for him now. I'm glad he said what he said to Trump, because Trump was mad at him because he took what he said back. He was like, I was ignorant, I was misinformed, I want to apologize. He wrote this whole thing. I wasn't going to read it because I don't believe it. Okay? And then, here come Trump, mad at him for backpedaling and pussy pop. And I said, Trump, you backpedaling pussy pop all day. But you just go backwards and forwards so much, you don't know what the hell going on. We don't need to hear anything from you, okay? Let's not forget about how he treated the basketball players and the football players that wanted to protest, okay? But then you want to tweet about, child, let me tell you, y'all better vote. Y'all better stop playing. But yeah, Drew Brees, your apology means nothing to me. I've been seeing you for who you are this entire time, okay? And all you black football players and basketball players, not the basketball players was doing the shit when Cap was doing it, okay? LeBron and them been saying this shit, okay? But see, you football players, all of y'all that was so scared to say something, even though that entire system is built off of y'all backs, and if every single one of you black players decided y'all wasn't playing for the NFL no more because they wasn't respecting y'all as black men in this country, they would have no fucking NFL. They would have no NFL without y'all. Nobody wants to watch only white people play football. Nobody. That's why they integrated. Okay? So I'm just saying to you, okay, y'all could wait like y'all did last time, but I feel like everybody needs to say something to Cap. Everybody, NFL, y'all want to come out and Roger Goodell, oh, now you understand? After we didn't went through litigations with the way y'all treated Cap, now you understand Roger Goodell? Same type of head, y'all, same type of head. Okay, that's the racist head shape. I think it's a head shape deformity that y'all be having, okay? I'm looking at everybody in football like y'all can jump off a cliff, okay? Because I would like to see what y'all seats gonna look like, okay? What y'all pandemic seats gonna look like. Child. I'm glad y'all said some black football players, but you know, y'all waited long enough. Y'all should have been saying something back then, because it's y'all that gets affected, okay? It's your black ass that thought you was rich until somebody showed you was just a nigga. Just saying. Kanye, let's talk about Kanye, because somebody said y'all always want to talk about when Kanye do something bad, but Sean don't want to talk about when he do nothing good. So we're going to talk about Kanye doing something good, y'all. Kanye was out there, you know, marching with people in a sweatshirt. He looked hot. But although Kanye has been quiet so far while the nation has been angered by, you know, George Floyd, the rapper decided he was gonna get involved. He's launching a college fund to cover tuition for George Floyd's 6-year-old daughter, Gianna. The rapper also revealed that he will be donating an additional $2 million to families of Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery, who have also been recent victims of police brutality. Kanye West has also pledged to cover the legal fees for the Taylor and Arbery families. Lastly, Kanye will be donating money in support of black-owned businesses in his hometown of Chicago. Who else feels like Kim had to talk to him for a long time in order to get him to do that? This is the same person that told us slavery was a choice. He's the same person that loves Trump and voted for him, but he's so quiet. But money talk, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate them giving to these people in that way, because I can't give nobody $2 million. So I'm glad Kanye and Kim do the things that they do in the community to make a difference. But I don't feel like they would do it if people had not pointed it out. If people were not pointing out how Kim Kardashian appropriates black culture, I don't think she would have cared about helping black people get out of jail. I'm sorry, okay? I know your daddy was a lawyer and all of that, but you still appropriate our culture, and you allow magazines and bloggers to cite you as the creator of some shit that black people been doing for years, okay? But I do appreciate what they are doing, and I'm glad they are doing it. But I still feel like it's so funny that you haven't said anything, Kanye. You had so much to say a while back, and now you ain't got shit to say. But thank you for letting your money talk for you, and we appreciate you for your contribution to these black people's families, because they deserve so much more than they will probably get from this legal system after somebody in their life has been taken away for no reason at all. Okay, so yes, Kanye, we do appreciate you. Okay. Oh, and I remember that they posted how Kim was gonna pay for the doctor's bills for that girl that got shot in the face with a rubber bullet, and it created this huge, you know, it disfigured her face. So now Kim is gonna pay for her doctor's bills so she can, you know, get her shit fixed, and I'm glad. I'm happy for that. I think that's a blessing, you know. That ain't lethal. I don't know what's wrong with people. You hit somebody in the wrong spot and they dead. Anything that's going into their body, you know, that's hard at a fast speed, I mean, hitting water too hard could kill you. And we flow through water. Anything coming at you hard enough can hurt you. But yeah, shout out to the Kardashian West family for walking it like they talking. Well, at least Kim, because Kanye ain't walk shit like he talk. Don't talk, Kanye, just walk. And y'all, Terry Crews, let's go ahead and get into it. Terry Crews wants to make further amends with Gabrielle Union. Okay, y'all know amidst all everything that's going on, Negroes have had to go back and rethink things they did just a few months ago. Lord have mercy. So he wrote, "The murder of George Floyd has forced me to search my heart to find out what more I can do as a human being, as a citizen, more specifically as a black man, to ensure our community not only survive but thrive in this world." Oh, you mean you're not just worrying about your wife and how she feel? Oh, okay. He continued, "Whites have always had privilege in a society that has systemic racism built in, a fact that has been proven over and over again with the senseless deaths of unarmed black men and women, with no one being held accountable." The actor continued on that he sees his privilege as a man and that sexism is built in with it. He also noted that privilege carries over into the black women relationship. Terry Crews continued with his sentiment, sharing that he wants to make further amends with black women, particularly Gabrielle Union. "It is in this light I want to make further amends with black women, and in particular is Gabrielle U, for not recognizing the privilege I have, especially in the workplace, and adding this fact to my earlier apology. I want you to know it was never my intention to invalidate your experience, but that is what I did. Yes, you did. I apologize. You have been through a lot in this business, and with that, I empathize with the struggle toward fairness and equality in the workplace." So like I said, as a black woman, I have definitely experienced the gender and racial bias. Okay, no matter how hard I worked or how my work was Emmy Award winning, I would never get the same treatment in that business and in most businesses. And that's why I was so upset with him when he originally did that shit. I was so upset with Terry Crews when he spoke out and said he didn't experience that, because it did invalidate Gabrielle's experience. And that is something that we need to talk about, because I feel like a lot of black men, y'all really need to stop feeling like black women aren't your responsibility if you're not fucking them. You really have to stop feeling like that, because that is not conducive to this environment. Just remember, okay, like, it's not the same for our other counterparts. For our other counterparts, they're uplifting and protecting their women at all costs, even when ain't nobody did nothing to them. Okay, so just remember that the next time you want to get out and speak out against a black woman, because a lot of y'all do it. Even those of y'all who are married to black women, Snoop. Okay, and a lot of, you know, child, don't even get me started. But it's time for us to start uplifting ourselves first. Black women first. Okay, us first, because it's us. Let's talk about Bobby Lights and Kaya. Change the subject up a little bit, y'all. So I don't know. Okay, so I guess it's all stemmed from the Trina situation, but I tapped in when Kaya decided to start posting pictures and video, mainly pictures and screenshots of a video of Bobby from his OnlyFans, I'm guessing. Pictures of his, you know, extremities, his lower back region extremities, okay? And there were a few pictures she posted like that, and there was also one of him performing a favor with someone, with a very impressive member. So after Kaya posted those pictures, Bobby decided to do, and I saw he had put up clips of him in the little court garb. He's got the robe on, and he's doing court on Kaya and talking about, you know, how it was a whole bunch of clips, and I wasn't about to watch all of them because Bobby can't read. I know he think he can read, but Bobby can't read. Kaya can read a little bit, but she's ignorant as hell. But Bobby can't read, and he was trying to read her off of notes, things he had read, and it just wasn't flowing well enough for me. He was trying to be so, you know, Kaya, what you've done, okay, when you had, you know, men all up in you when you were 13 years old. Like, I was like, that's not, that probably wasn't, you know, her doing. That some grown-ass man took advantage of her at 13. Okay, choosing to sell her body, that's what he said. He was just making himself look bad as far as I'm concerned. The best way to deal with Kaya is to find bad pictures of her and repost them, or don't say anything at all. Ignore her dumb ass. Okay, ignore her, for God's sakes, Bobby. What difference does it make? You give him more fever, you give him more ammunition when you know, respond back and all of that type of stuff. But in all honesty, Bobby, you cannot outread her. So until you find somebody that you can just sit on the side and amen for, you need to stop. Okay, because his whole little court thing was just played and was not hitting the mark at all. And I've seen so many times when he tried to rib. He cannot rib. You can't rib, sir. Which is so surprising. You're a gay man and you don't know how to rib. Ciao. But yeah, y'all, I was just like, wow, Kaya, really? Did you really have to post those pictures of him? Like, he can sue her for that. I didn't know. I figured that Florida was just as behind as everybody else and didn't have any of these laws put in place for revenge porn, but that's what it was. And they do have laws against that. So she can definitely get sued for whatever she has down there in that dusty ass dank basement of hers. Because I just thought that wasn't cool either. I think both of them are ignorant ass people that need to keep they beef off social media. Meet up in the streets and fight, or shut the fuck up. Blueface. Did y'all see Blueface? He went into what store? I forgot what store it was, but he went into some store and asked for the George Floyd Black Lives Matter discounts. Someone who will use such an important movement to get a fucking discount as if he doesn't have money. This is the same person that's telling y'all not to forgive Doja Cat, okay, for her self-hate issues, okay? He has his own self-hate issues, but I guess he doesn't recognize the similarities between he and Doja Cat. I didn't talk about Doja Cat because everything happened right after the Doja Cat situation, and it just kind of seemed like it wasn't even important at this point. But I saw what happened with Doja Cat, y'all, and I was very disappointed. I was very disappointed. But when she came up to explain some things that she was not in video chat with incels, she was just in video chat, and incels just so happen to be there in the comments sometimes, and you have moderators that kick them out, and sometimes they aren't kicked out because people are paying attention to Doja Cat calling herself a nigga with the hard R and talking about what they can do to her. Yeah, she has some definite self-hate issues, and it's because she's so upset at her black daddy, her African black daddy that she's so mad at, and she, I think, does these things with white men is in some way like fighting her dad. You know what I'm saying? It's not just self-hate, it's also fighting the person you feel like abandoned you and left you to have no real connection to who you are as a black person because he was too busy around here fucking on anybody that could walk to be a parent to you. Okay, and that's why it is so very important for people to raise the children that they create, and stop just putting your dick in people and thinking it's okay to leave these women and take care of these children by themselves, especially in interracial relationships where they don't have a connection to who they are as a black person, especially when they show up in the world as a black person. Doja Cat is very light complected, but her hair texture and body shape and facial features let you know that she is 50% black, okay? And not just 50% black, 50% African, okay? All right, hopefully with no dilution, okay? So I just kind of feel like she has issues that she needs to work on. I still love her music because I think she's a great artist, but I don't appreciate that. And I'm glad that she got up there to apologize and address some things, because she could have not addressed it, and that would have made me like take her off my favorites, because I feel like as a black woman who supports your music, I need to hear that this is not what it is. So when she got up to, you know, say, hey, I never said that. The song that I made, people were calling me that, so I made a song, but I didn't do any research on the word. It had nothing to do with Sandra Bland. I needed to hear those things from you, bitch, in order to be able to continue to listen to Moo and Rules without feeling like shit about myself. Okay? All right? But I don't cancel people. I don't do cancel culture because I don't know you. So I don't have to like you in order to appreciate your art. But I do have to feel a certain way about you to give you my money. Okay? So there's a lot that goes, you know, into that. But I still love her music. And I really hope that she does some soul searching and gets herself together. Because if she thinks that's going to be a good thing for her in the long run to have these types of self-hate issues, you're wrong. Use your money to educate and help yourself. Get some fucking therapy, Doja Cat. Okay? Because you need it. She also pledged $100,000 to Breonna Taylor's family. I saw that she did that. Okay? And we see a lot of y'all who have done and said problematic things want to throw money at the situation. And I say thank you and welcome. Throw it. Okay? Throw it. Mail it. Send it on. Okay? Send it on. But also, black people specifically, do better. Do better. So y'all, Trina, before I go, Trina apologized. And I told y'all she was gonna apologize. And I'm just not trying to hear it. You spoke very loud and passionate about the way you felt. And even though you might have misspoke and you might feel differently right now, you still said what you said. And I'm just not in a forgiving mood right now. Okay, so yeah, I'm probably not gonna go and listen to the baddest bitch like I normally would throughout the month. Okay, I probably won't because I'm a little upset with you, bitch. But I'm not gonna throw you away because I just don't do that. That's just who I am. I don't throw black women away because they say ignorant shit. Child, we can't throw Bounty away even though they contributed to George Zimmerman's girl. Y'all, look, let's not. All right, y'all, that's it. That's all I had to talk about. I hope y'all enjoy. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love y'all so very much. Stay safe out there. Stay protected. Like Beyonce said, keep your eye on your intention and be the change that you want to see. Don't worry about what they doing. Be the change that you want to see. Okay? I try, y'all. I love y'all. I'm hungry.